What is up, y'all? This is your boy Q Dog Truth coming in with a new video, and in today's video I will be addressing my questions about life, because there's many things that have been on my mind recently, many things I need to just get off my fucking chest. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm gonna talk about all this shit in today's video. So as y'all know, you know what I'm saying, I've been through a lot of shit. You already know that I've got myself into the situation with Ariel's family and Zach's family, which I spoke about because I was hanging around the wrong people. I was trying to fit in. I ran my mouth. I used to be a gossiper. So y'all already know why I went through the shit that I went through, right? But what y'all don't know is that the other reason I have not been posting as much and I haven't been on the internet as much is because I went through another situation where people were falsely trying to accuse me of being something that I'm not. There was another family that was trying to accuse me of being a pedophile back in June. I'm gonna tell y'all who this bitch is, right? That falsely accused me of being a pedophile. Her name is Shantae, right? And I'm gonna tell y'all how I met this bitch and her kids, right? So her kids' name is A and P, and I'm not gonna show y'all any pictures of them because they are minors. So my boy JN, which is a friend, associate of mine, introduced me to this family because he used to hang out with them. So how I met this family was because they were customers at my job. When I first met Shantae, you know what I'm saying? She seemed real cool. Me and her, we were talking. We were interacting with each other. We were cracking jokes. You know what I'm saying? Got a lot of X, Y, and Z. And when I met, you know, P and A, right, which were her girls that were minors, you know what I'm saying? I was laughing and I was joking around with them. They seemed like, you know, real cool, calm, positive people. All of a sudden, everything changed when my job moved locations. You get what I'm saying? And when Shantae, this coon, this sellout, this Uncle Tom house Negro, got with this white girl, got with this dyke, you get what I'm saying? This faggot, when they got into a lesbian homosexual relationship with this Cassie girl, this Cassie, I call it Cassie the Cracker, Cassie the Karen, right? Cassie, I don't know what her last name is, Elderberry Burger, whatever, I swear to God, man. White people with these corny ass names, bro, with these corny ass last names, boy, make me want to crack on them so bad. Man, with this bitch's face built like a fucking scarecrow. With the bitch with the glasses on. Shantae, you know what I'm saying? This Francine from Arthur having ass bitch. You know what I'm saying? Francine, this Wendigo looking ass bitch, Jersey Devil having ass bitch. She started treating me funny all of a sudden, started acting different. You know what I'm saying? Started acting just funny, acting like she didn't want to be bothered after she got with that lesbian bitch. In the past, when I would try to greet this Shantae bitch, right? I was trying to be cool and shit. I would try to give her fist pumps, right? When I remember one time when I gave her a fist pump, right? She had her head down. She was walking like this. And when I gave her that fist pump, she was like, she gave me a weird look too. Then the last time I ever talked to this bitch, right? Back in August, when this whole bullshit was going on, I just said, "Hey, Shantae," and this is the way she looked and reacted. She was like, while she was walking, right, acting like she didn't want to be bothered. Basically, she wanted me to fuck off. After those two incidences, my boy JN, which was looking out for me, he was trying to tell me some things. He's like, "Hey man, leave Shantae and her kids alone because they do this, they do X, Y, and Z. The mom's toxic, she's narcissistic, she's fucking mentally ill, the mom is bipolar, she's got all these motherfucking issues, she ain't right up here in the motherfucking head." And he was telling me like, "Hey, the kids pop pills, blah, 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 blah." they will try and get you into trouble, right? But at that time, like I was saying, I was so discombobulated in the fucking head because I was going through a situation with Shantae and I was going through a situation with Ario's family and Zach's family, right? So I wasn't in my right mind. I wasn't using common damn sense. I wasn't thinking at all. So at that time, back in August of 2023, I was very hard-headed. I didn't listen to a goddamn thing a nigga was trying to fucking tell me, right? So because of that, I made a very stupid decision. I went fully retarded, right? So all of a sudden, I started texting Shantae on Messenger. I was like, hey, Shantae, how are you and your kids doing? Blah, 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 right? So Shantae got back with me and she said, if I was you, I would stay away from my kids, stay away from me and my kids. And she said, if my kids ever talk to you or text you, that there will be consequences. And she said, if you ever speak to me and my kids again, I will call management on you. So basically, she threatened to call management on me at my job because of the dumb bullshit I did outside of work. Just to be safe, I deleted the whole conversation because I didn't know if I was going to get into legal trouble or not. Even though I didn't send or say anything inappropriate, sexually provocative towards her minor daughters. After that conversation Shantae had with me, this is when all the stalking and harassment started, right? So after that, this bitch started stalking me, harassing me, staring me down, trying to intimidate me at my job, giving me dirty looks, and her lesbian faggot girlfriend was doing the same shit too, unfortunately. So let me show y'all. I'm gonna do a little funny reenactment. So I'm gonna show y'all a funny reenactment of how Shantae and Cassie, her girlfriend, were holding hands, and I couldn't believe this shit. So look, y'all. This is how they were holding hands one time, right? So Shantae was holding the girlfriend's hands like this. She was like this. Look, y'all, hold on. They were holding hands, y'all, holding hands like this. Shantae was mad. She was like, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm looking, and I'm thinking to myself, like, what in the tarnation, what in the buffoonery is going on in here? What's going on with that? Let me get back to the story. So all of the stalking and the harassment stopped and died down in November. So I'm thinking to myself, oh, maybe they let the past go. Oh, maybe they're cool with me now. So after this whole shit happened, right? And like I said, I shouldn't have been speaking with their daughters, right? I was just trying to be a good friend. You know what I'm saying? So after the whole stalking and harassment died down, right? This is when Shantae's daughters, A and P, started coming to me. They were having like just random conversations with me. They were like, oh, hey, how you doing? How's life going? So this is the dumb shit that I did, right? With this whole gossip and shit, right? So I told P and A, right, that I went through a situation with Ario and Zach's family, right? And I was telling them, I'm like, hey, I'm depressed about it because, hey, it's affected me emotionally and mentally, right? So after that, after I told them what was really going on with me, this is when her daughters started coming up to me, giving me hugs, giving me fist pumps, right? And the mom and the girlfriend knew nothing about it. Everything seemed to be going A-okay, right? Until May. This is when all the stalking and the harassment started again. All because I accidentally slipped up, right? And because I was like in a positive mood, you know what I'm saying? I came from the gym and I accidentally said hi to Paige. Accidentally yelled out her name. I was like, hi, Paige. And I said it in front of Cassie, which is, you know what I'm saying, Shantae's girlfriend. So Cassie, right, starts making a whole scene in the store, right? Or I call her Cassie the Karen. She was looking at me and she was looking scared. She looked paranoid. She's like, she was like, Shantae told you to never speak to her daughters. And after that, this is where I'm realizing I fucked up because I wasn't thinking at the time, right? So I was like, ma'am, calm down. It won't happen again, right? So I started slowly approaching her, right? I wasn't going to touch her. I wasn't going to do nothing to her. I was just trying to defuse the situation, right? So she was like, back away from me. You don't know what that means. So all of a sudden, right, because my supervisors, the co-workers, the security guard, and my boss start hearing the commotion. So all of a sudden, she starts coming up to them, and she's having to talk about what I did outside of my job's jurisdiction, outside of the job, right? So after Cassie explained her side of the story, and after Cassie left, right? So they were asking me like, hey, what did you do? What's going on? Blah, 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 blah. So after I'm done explaining my side of the story, right? So after that, the security guard, it was the supervisor, and my boss, they all rolled their eyes and they started laughing about the situation. They were like, you know what? We're not going to press any charges. We're not going to, you know what I'm saying? We're not going to press the situation. You know what I'm saying? Because they said it was outside of their jurisdiction. And they told me, they said, if it ever happens again, let us know and we'll kick him and we'll escort him out the store. That incident took place on May the 15th inside my job, right? So on May the 16th, this is the dumb shit that I did, right? So I text P on IG about what I did. So I was trying to apologize to P for what happened. I said, hey, I'm sorry for my actions, blah, blah, blah. I said, I apologize for the shit that took place because I said it was my fault. I said, it won't ever happen again, blah, 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 blah. So I started going into a long manifesto about Cassie, right? Cassie the cracker, right? I said I didn't appreciate that Cassie was acting like a Karen, blah, 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 blah. Then I started telling her, I said, damn, I didn't know that lesbian couples were toxic, right? So I ended up telling her about my uncle's YouTube channel. I said, hey, this is how I know that certain women are toxic. I said, because I was watching my uncle's channel and I told her, I was like, yeah, go check out Toxic Reality Show, right? Then I said, I can tell that your mom's got issues. She's bipolar. She's blah, 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 blah. Then I said, damn. Or I said that, I can tell that your mom, Shantae, and her girlfriend, Cassie, hates men, blah, blah, blah. I said they're feminists, this and that, etc. And I said something about the dad. I don't exactly remember what I said about the dad. But I said, tell them to leave me the fuck alone, and it will never happen again, or something like that. So, on May the 16th, this is the first time Shanti and Cassie came in that hole. It was around 6 o'clock. Shantae and the Cassie bitch, they both came in my motherfucking job, you know what I'm saying? And I could tell that they were looking for me because both of them bitches, right? They were hanging around the aisles, hanging around all the motherfucking aisles, walking back and forth, you know. Shanti and this bitch, you know what I'm saying? They're talking, they're whispering to each other. And let me tell y'all something, bro. I knew that some shit was gonna go down. I knew that Shanti bitch was evil. I knew that she had bad intentions for me. Because I'm watching, because let me tell y'all something. I'm watching and I'm observing this bitch, right? And this bitch had a creepy, sinister fucking smile on her face. Look, y'all, she had her head down and she gave me this creepy, sinister smile, right? And I'm like, oh my fucking God. I was fucking scared, right? Because I had a coworker named B, right? And he told me that that he's been through a false rape accusation, right? That could have landed him in jail, right? So he was like, hey man, he was like, the Shanti, the crazy bitch is back. So all of a sudden, bro, I started having an anxiety attack, right? And that's when I saw that bitch. You get what I'm saying? So let me tell y'all about what happened. So the second time, right? The second time the Shantae bitch and Cassie came into my job, it was around 9 p.m. Around fucking 9 p.m. The whole fucking family was there. A was there. P or Paige was there. They both were crying. Both of them were crying. I could tell. And the way that Ava looked at me, or the way A looked at me, right? I knew that she was the one that snitched on me, right? Because of the way that she looked at me, right? Because they had their phones out and everything, y'all. This time, the father was with them. So I started having another anxiety fucking attack because I knew something was gonna go down. I knew that I was fucked. You know what I'm saying? So one of my supervisors told me like, hey Q, get on your job. You're supposed to be outside at night because we got you. We need you to do A, B, C, and D, X, Y, and Z. Before I get outside, right, the father walks up to me. Let me show y'all a picture of what the fuck this nigga look like. So this nigga, Anthony, you know what I'm saying? Or I'm gonna call him Walrus Bitch McGee or Walrus Boy. So this Eric Rowan from WWE looking ass nigga automatically approaches me. This nigga is right up on my fucking ass. You know what I'm saying? He's up in my motherfucking space. He's in my motherfucking bubble. So I put my hand in front. Also, I put my hand in front of his chest because I was trying to create some distance and some space between me and him. And he was like, dude, they're minors. My daughters are minors. And this dude was fucking yelling at me. And I understand why he was mad. You know what I'm saying? If I was a father and if I was in this position, you know what I'm saying, I would be upset too. But I feel like he could have pulled me off over to the side and had this conversation to me and let me explain myself. But this nigga wanted to be a motherfucking asshole. He wanted to embarrass me in front of everybody. He didn't let me explain myself or explain my side of the motherfucking story, right? So he was like, dude, they're minors. And after that, he said, dude, if you ever text my daughters again, I'm gonna beat the life out of you. When I was trying to create distance between me and him, he was like, get your hands off me. So after the security guard and my boss heard the commotion going on, she was like, Q, get to the back now. So I was having a conversation with a coworker about what happened, right? Because he seems like a trustworthy person. He was like, dude, you're lucky you didn't try to fight him because people are crazy, blah, 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 blah. So after I had that conversation with my coworker, I texted one of my friends, right? And I can kind of tell, no disrespect, but that he's on the spectrum, you feel me? So I told him, I was like, look, man, you know, I got myself into some shit. A customer just threatened to beat the life out of me. I said, I'm scared. I feel like I'm gonna die. I said, I feel like that family is trying to get me killed. They're trying to set me up. Blah 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 blah. And he was like, hey man, when do you want me to come? And the reason I told him about this whole situation is because he told me, he's like, hey man, he was telling me that he wanted to take me to the shooting range one day, right? So I told him, I said, hey man, I can go to the shooting range on Thursday. He was like, dude, I don't think you even know what I'm talking about. So just to sum it up, I'm just letting y'all know right now that Anthony nigga, that Walrus boy, that nigga was about to get shot and fucking killed. You know what I'm saying? That nigga was about to meet the man upstairs for fucking with me. A day after that, I apologized to Shantae for what I did, right? I was just trying to do the right thing. I wanted this bitch off my motherfucking ass. So I told Shantae, I said, look, I apologize for what I did. I said, I apologize for being hard-headed and not respecting your wishes, right? And I told her, I said, Shantae, I'm not a pedophile. I said, if I was a pedophile, I would already be in jail. I would be dead right now. And I told her, I said, if I was a pedophile, I said, I wouldn't be working at the job that I'm working at, right? So Shantae could get off my ass, right? I told Shantae, I said, look, you know what I'm saying? I said, look, I wasn't the only person that broke your rules or went against your wishes. So I started snitching on her daughters, right? Thinking that Shantae would stop messing with me. I said, I meant no harm. I was trying to be a good friend to your daughters because I know you guys have your issues. And I said, look, I said, tell the dad what's going on. And I told her, I said, I want all the stalking, the harassment, and the threats to stop. This is unnecessary. And I told her, I said, it will never happen again, right? So let me tell y'all what happened. 1 second later, in a snap of a finger, she saw my messages, bro. And all of a sudden, my fucking heart dropped, bro. My body was literally shaking. I thought I was about to have a goddamn heart attack. Before she replied to my message, I shut my phone off and I went to sleep. And I automatically had a dream about Shantae, the vindictive energy vampire, and she was talking shit in the dream.
So when I woke up, I saw her message. She said, obviously, you don't get it. You will be handled legally. Don't ever contact my family again. After that traumatic incident with Anthony, aka Walrus Boy, threatening to beat the life out of me, I started bringing pepper spray and a pocket knife to my motherfucking job. You know what I'm saying? I was throwing that shit in my pockets, fearing that Avon Page's family would come back to try to stalk, harass me, or attack me, or even try to kill me. And I was ready to unalive them. I wouldn't have gave a fuck if I killed them. I told JN about the shit that I went through, right? And I said, look, man, I wish I wasn't a hardhead. I wish I would have listened to you. And he was like, man, if I was you, I'd square it off. He was like, you need to protect yourself. File a police report. He's like, man, file a police report right now. They're ruining your life. So JN was telling me the truth, but he wasn't telling me the whole truth because I was still confused, y'all. And the reason I was afraid to tell the cops about the dumbass decision that I did, even though I'm not a pedophile, right, was because I thought they were going to accuse me of something I didn't do. I thought they were going to automatically side with this Shanti bitch, right? And I would have ended up in jail. Another reason I was scared to talk to the police was because I had a traumatic experience with a police officer when I got detained and got got temporarily put into the back of a cop car in 2021. So I was still dealing with the traumas, and I used to fear the police. I'm still kind of scared of them, but I'm still kind of getting over it. And the reason that I was afraid to tell my mother about what I did is because I told y'all she runs her mouth too damn much. She is a gossiper, and I know how my mother is, right? So it was in June when all hell broke loose because this bitch, with her head and her scalp looking like tumbleweed from the Sonoran Desert, with this bitch's hair and her scalp looking like a crusty, dusty ass, dried up, burnt weave, right? Takes it upon herself to make a post about me, falsely accusing me of R. Kelly type shit, being a pedo, saying that I'm a creep, saying that I didn't get fired, saying that I was only suspended, which is completely false because I was on vacation at that time, right? So she was like, don't let your kids walk out alone, blah, 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 blah. So basically, this bitch made a public Facebook post about me. This shit is getting shared all over social media. My phone is getting blown up by people asking me, they're like, hey, what's going on? What happened at your job? People are like, oh, you a pedophile? Oh, you touching on kids now? Shame on you. So I was under a lot of stress, right? Because not only were people asking me questions about what was going on, I was being harassed on the internet, and I was being harassed in person by people. Zach's family was harassing me after they found out I was being falsely accused of being pedophile. Zach was making sick jokes talking about, oh, Q, I heard that you wanted to see them naked. I've been knowing that Zach is a pervert, damn near a predator, because I told y'all he made jokes about raping me and Ariel, the girl that I like. I told y'all about Zach's meth head, crackhead cousin, JH or Jacob, right? That nigga was like, oh, you talk shit about my family, now you touching on kids, what happened to you, Q? So I told Zach's grandma, Miss C, about what happened. I said, look, I'm getting accused of this and that. Tell your peoples to stop fucking with me, right? After that, she blocked me. So I realized after that she was fake the whole goddamn time. And I realized that the only thing that she likes doing is kissing Zach's grown ass, right? Every time she talk about Zach, she's like, Zach, oh Zach. She babies that grown ass man, bruh. All she does is enable and cater to him. There was a dude in a black car that was harassing and stalking me, and he called me a pedophile. So I was going through a lot of stress and going through a lot of shit, and I just wanted to be done with this fucking life. Even though the allegations against me were false, I couldn't take it no more. So me and my mother tried to take care of the situation legally. I can't tell you everything that I did, but unfortunately, it didn't work out. This experience was humiliating, you know what I'm saying? It was embarrassing, even though the allegations weren't true. I feel like this kind of ruined my reputation. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of people that have been treating me differently since this situation. I'm finding out who really has my back and who the fuck is fake.